Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box, where today we celebrate the birthday of Ted Nugent, which I don't even see him being born. I see him sort of crawling out of a cave with a Les Paul in one hand and a big club and crossbow in the other. But it is Ted Nugent's birthday, and I want to reflect on his musical legacy because we hear all about his podcasting and his politics, but it's maybe some of the youngsters out there don't know that Ted Nugent was best known for really, really rocking. And he was someone that really defined sort of that no holds barred Midwestern hard rocking style. Remember, he came out of Michigan at the same time that Bob Seger did. Ted Nugent obviously started with the Amboy Dukes to Bob Seger's system, but there was something in the water in Detroit. And for Ted Nugent, he was just a pure electric guitarist who just really played the hell out of the instrument and was a songwriter who wrote some of the most memorable rock songs not only of his era, which was in many ways the golden age of heavy rock, but of all time. And he came out the door swinging with his 1975 post Amboy Dukes album, Ted Nugent. And the song that got everyone's, ears listening was Stranglehold. Now, this was an 8 minute long song, and most of it is just a guitar solo. The record label didn't want it. Ted said, "This goes on or I leave. Screw you guys, I'm going home." And so they relented, and it turned out to be a huge hit. I mean, if aliens from outer space, not the kind of aliens you'd hear about on a Ted Nugent podcast, but the other kind of aliens that you hear about on an Art Bell program, came and said, "What was Midwestern hard rock sounding like in the mid 70s?" Put them on Stranglehold. And it also marked the beginning of a very long and fruitful collaboration with Derrickson Holmes. I mean, you can't ask for a better name for a rock and roll vocalist, can you? And as guitarist and vocalist, the two of them really collaborated really well. I would put it up there with the Robin Trower and James Dewar collaborations in the Robin Trower band in terms of great guitarists who are just matched with really good vocalists. And he worked with other vocalists as well. Ted Nugent worked with Meatloaf on his follow-up album Free for All, which has the great song Dog Eat Dog. Derrickson Holmes is on that, Writing on the Wall, Together and Street Rats, and a couple of others sung by Meatloaf. Then, of course, he goes on to Cat Scratch Fever in 1977, another quintessential song. And while some say that his 80s stuff wasn't as durable as his 90s stuff, I would beg to differ. I mean, Weekend Warriors, great album from 78, but he came up with some really good albums even in the 80s. I think that the 82 self-titled album was very good, and I even like some people think the production is way too 80s, but I happen to think 1986's Little Miss Dangerous is really good. If you can find a first pressing on compact disc, actually, it's mastered by the great mastering engineer Barry Diamond. Kind of a rare one these days, so try to find that. But Ted is someone who is relentless, and he's someone that, yeah, 80s production style in the mid 80s notwithstanding, he never changed his vibe. He never changed what he's about. He's about hard rocking songs with hard rocking solos, and later on, hard rocking, keep on rocking in the GOP world, if you will, which is what he's been doing. But whether, you're a meat eating Republican or a vegan eating leftist, I think we can all agree that Ted Nugent really knew how to rock. If AC/DC were to Australia, that quintessential, I know they had some UK connections too, that quintessential hard rock band, Ted Nugent is that quintessential hard rock guy. And if I said otherwise, he would shoot me with a bow and arrow. Luckily, it's true. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.